I want my baby girl to come home.
It was
to
one
me.
of the crimes of the century.
Daughter is just a product people want.
She was kidnapped. The desperate effort to find a girl missing continues tonight.
And then never showed up.
We have Emilie Meng. The way she was kidnapped was so natural that it can happen to you. This case is really going to wake you up and give you more awareness because how crazy it is. Currently, I am packing my bags to go to Denmark because that's where this case took place at. Let's fly to Denmark. I hope y'all don't think I'm crazy for doing things like this. I think it's perfectly fine. I'm giving y'all the content that y'all need. Right now, I'm in another country, Denmark. You're going to be seeing in real life investigations on a girl named Emilie Meng. Matter of fact, it took this case years and years and years to be solved. The creep behind this case that done something to Emilie Meng just went to court in 2024. Mind you, this case happened way back in 2016. And by the way, there's no English YouTubers that done this case because everything is in Danish.
For få minutter siden har retten afsagt kendelse om
mannen, som er sigtet for bortføringen.
Nu kan politiet fortælle, at den mand, som de har
et hav af vidner, DNA-eksperter og kø i retten.
I do want to say, generally speaking, this country is very, very safe. So safe that you rarely hear crimes. I did talk about a crime in this country one time. It was a girl bar hopping. She was having fun late at night. After she left, somebody wanted to bring her home. Someone said taxi. They pulled up to her and said taxi because she looked like she needed a ride. So she was going to give this random person money to bring her home. Once she got in the car, he brought her to the woods, chopped up into pieces. After he done some things to her, you already know. I don't need to say it. And that was a really crazy case. If you have not seen that, I'm gonna put the link in the description. But of course, after you watch this video, because it gets crazy and you're gonna see so much. I hope y'all have y'all snacks. Shout out to all of my supporters for having these snacks because this is the video for it. Well, all of my videos is the video for it. Oh, shout out Corrects Kitchen. And get ready because I'm where the Vikings is at. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. GGYS. Go get your snack.
I just started off in your world.
Emilie was with her friends one following day shopping, having a good time. You know girls, when they shop, they never in a rush, only sometimes. But when you're with your friends, you're gonna take your time and shop, what she was doing with her friends. Then she went to a hookah bar, they went to a cafe, I believe, and then they took the train back to Kassar. It only took 9 minutes. It was on this train ride until a friend started to know that Emilie started to act different. Her mood started to change. Specifically Nicole. She came out and said, yeah, Emilie, when we was on the train, everything shifted. And we can all tell. This was simply because Emilie was dealing with a boy. She was seeing this boy and all of a sudden text her, you know what, I want to stop seeing you. I don't want to see you no more. And that was that. She was very sad and upset of this, and this is why her mood started to change. Now remember, this is where it's about to get really, really important, so hang on to this part. When they make it, it's 3 a.m. almost 4 a.m. Now, the girls want to take the taxi back home to their homes. This is when they're going to split up. This is when they're going to take different taxis to their homes, but more of the story, they're taking taxis to the home. Maybe it's the same taxi. I'm not sure for sure, but they took the taxi home. Except for Emilie. She didn't want to take the taxi home. She was like, my house is only 10 minutes. I don't have to spend money. I can just walk home. Remember, like I said before, Denmark is generally a safe spot. So nobody is thinking of the worst, even the friends. Side note, the friends was actually begging her to take the taxi because they didn't really want her to walk. It wasn't because they thought something was going to happen to her. They just didn't want her to walk this late. We had a long day. We did so much. Can you just please take the taxi with us at least? After begging, she really wanted to walk. Said, okay, it's fine. Kassar is a small place and it's really safe. So the friends was really okay with her walking home. They just thought it would be better for her to take the taxi. Yes, I'm at the train station right now. It's a couple of people out and it's another train. So the reason why I decided to come is because I wanted to give y'all the full experience of everything. So when she walked in an area like this, exactly like this, you can see all of the stations. That's why they have the numbers and the letters there. She was caught on CCTV footage walking.
A young girl with no history of running away, who's with her friends, and goes to the train station late at night with them, and then at that point, she departs. And she never arrives home. Behavior that's very uncharacteristic of her.
And then we go in an area like this, the front of the train station. Now this is where, I'll say around this area right here, is the area where she was and her friends was waiting for the taxi. But she decided, you know what? I don't want to take the taxi. I want to walk.
Has to be looked at as an abduction. And a young girl being abducted is almost exclusively being abducted for sexual assault purposes. And likely that occurs very quickly, and then the offender doesn't know what to do with the victim, so they essentially eliminate the witness.
As the friends started to fade away in the taxi, Emilie's phone was almost dead. It wasn't as charged around this time. The friends also said to her, text me when you get home. Just let us know you safe, let us know you made it, just like how everyone do. As expected, she did not do that. A couple hours will pass by, now it's morning. The sun is out because it was almost 4 a.m. or either 4 a.m. by the time they made it to Ras.v. To Ras.v? I really don't know how to say that. But it was said when she was walking that night, her phone either died, which more likely happened, or it was shut off. But it was morning, 6, 7, 8 a.m. The mother decided to walk in her daughter's room. She opens the door and she don't see Emilie. She checks all around the house. She even shouts out for her. She sends her a text, maybe call, nothing. Just making sure just to see if she's in the house. She wasn't concerned at first because she went out with friends. This means, okay, my daughter is sleeping by her friend's place.
Hvis man var en større gruppe, og der var nogen, der ikke lige lyttede til en, så stod hun altid og holdt kontakten og lyttede altid til en, og sørgede for, at man fik sagt det, man skulle sige, og ja, hun var der bare. Det var bare alt, vi delte.
I want y'all to really not be mad at the mother, because you really have to understand that when you live in a safe place all your life, it's almost impossible to think of the worst right away. So yes, the mother was okay. She was not panicking. It only became a problem when church came and she was supposed to sing in the choir and she didn't show up. This became a huge problem because she don't miss a beat. She shows up every single time, meaning something important must have happened for her to not even show up. This is when people started to get worried, like, okay, where is she? Mind you, the church do start around 9 a.m. And because I didn't tell you, I'm going to tell you anyways, the girls was not drinking that day that it was out. They was just shopping at a cafe and at a hookah lounge. No drinking was even said during the research that I did for this case. So the girls was just out having fun. I just thought I should put that side note in just so that you know that when she was walking home that night, she was still in the right mindset.
All we know is that she's been taken, and most likely in a vehicle, because we don't find her. So if she's abducted in a vehicle, which is the most likely scenario, and she's not located anywhere along the route between the train station and her residence, video data or cell phone data is really one of the first critical steps. What we know is the last location where she's seen. And right at the time that Emilie is departing the train station. That time frame lines up with the time frame for seeing this white vehicle in the parking lot.
So she decided to walk on a path like this. Mind you, it's late at night. It's nobody but her out. And you notice something next to me right now? I don't know if you can see it, but there's trees. And trees and trees and trees. The reason why I mentioned the trees is because I'm pretty sure when the creep was stalking and lurking her, she screamed. All of these trees around, no homes in the area, meaning nobody heard her. Nobody seen anything. It was just them two.
Og her på bænken. Og så lige pludselig, så kan jeg så høre, der kommer en bil heroppe fra ved tanken derovre. Og den kører stærkt. Den kommer så ned her af Storebæltsvej. Og da den så skal ned og dreje ned af skovbrynet derhen, der er den ved at miste herredømmet over vognen. Og det var sådan en hvid kassevogn.
The thing is, I can't believe that I'm walking late at night. Creepy ass I have no idea about. If you're wondering why I'm not talking so loud, it's because honestly, I'm not that comfortable talking too loud in an area I'm not from. But I'm doing this for y'all because you know I love you. Now you notice I said something naturally without me even thinking about it. I said I'm not comfortable talking too loud because I'm not familiar with the area. Well, she was familiar with this area, so she was comfortable walking this area late at night because she did walk this area like 1,000 times already. So it was literally nothing for her. As they was calling Emilie and no answer, as nobody could get a hold of her, even the friends that was out with her last night, nobody had no clue what happened, where she's at around this time. Everyone is worried. A missing persons report was out. 200 volunteers decided to go out and search for her. They had helicopters out. It was raining really hard that day, so people couldn't be out and about searching for her like they really wanted to. The mother put all on her social media, if you see this girl with this color eyes, this hair, this skin tone, this height, please report her to me and the police. Police also decided to say your daughter ran away. This was reported as a runaway after they couldn't find her because she actually ran away before to Copenhagen. Now Copenhagen is one of the biggest cities in Denmark. It's the capital. It's where I'm at right now. It's really beautiful. When you come here, you see everything that you need to see that you come here for. The culture, the scenery, the food, the nature, everything. So when she was here, she stayed here for weeks. Like if you live in Denmark or if you're interested in Denmark, Copenhagen is the place to go to. But remember that guy that changed her mood on the train? The friends brought that up. They said, well, there was this guy. We noticed as we was on the train that her mood started to change. Everything started to shift because he just basically said, her, I don't want to see you no more. Maybe he have something to do with her disappearance? Everyone around this time wanted to go along with the police and believe that this is a runaway. It's no way something bad happened to her. There's another reason why people started to believe it's a runaway. On Facebook, when people started to send her messages, people started to see that she was reading it. They thought that she had her phone around this time. People was not thinking that some creep was reading the messages on her phone. So they said, you know what? She's reading it. She ran away. So as the public and as the friends was thinking, okay, she's reading this. She just don't want to respond. She's just not in the mood. She just ran away. Police seeing this, they was like, no, somebody have her phone. Somebody either have her kidnapped, she's stuck somewhere, or something crazy happened to her, but this creep has her phone and he's reading and going through it. This is what the police was thinking. People were searching for her days, weeks, months, nothing. After people was coming into the police, giving them jackets that they believed that she wore, that they found in public, police said nothing about this, that if it was her jacket or not. They did arrest one person. It was a truck driver because he did do something to a girl. It start with an S. The second word start with an A. Put that together, S-A. This truck driver did this to a girl, so the police arrested him. They checked and searched all of his home. They even went in his backyard and started digging to search all beneath the grass just to see if they could find anything. So if they did this for the truck driver, you can only imagine they was not playing when they was searching for her. But they just couldn't find her. This truck driver was cleared. He had nothing to do with her disappearance, and they had to let him go. They also checked the truck GPS. They checked the data on that truck, and it turned out that he wasn't even en route around the time that she even disappeared. He was cleared. He was okay. But you might be like, so they ran through his house, they trashed it, they even went in his backyard, started digging up dirt, messed up his backyard, and found nothing? Don't feel sympathy for him, because time will go by, and guess what? He did a R word to a 9-year-old. Yes. He was way too dangerous for the public. He needs to go. So if they did that to anybody, let's be glad that it was a creep and a person like him, because now she have to grow up with that thought of what he done to her the rest of her life. I've actually talked to one of y'all, a couple of y'all that been through the same situation, and I'm going to get real here. This just 30 seconds real quick, because I do love y'all and I like to talk about deep things at times. So quick 30 seconds. When I talked about this with some of y'all, when y'all opened it up to me, I had no idea. Y'all just came to me because y'all trust me. But it was two outcomes of this. One, y'all body has not become as important. What I mean by this is y'all would become more freakier. Now I know it might sound like, Ross, what are you even talking about right now? That sounds stupid, but it's true. Y'all will open up to me and y'all would tell me about how you would just send pics of your body to people, like you just didn't even care no more. You just let everything go and you just stopped caring. Like your body has not become that important no more because of what that person done, so now you just doing whatever. Then there was two. I just recently talked about this with a girl the other day in a DM. She was saying that she was having a hard time with her boyfriend right now opening up to him in an intimate way, just because the situation of her happened like a couple months ago. But this was ruining her relationship because the guy didn't want to wait. She was ready to give it to him, but she wasn't ready to give it to him, so she was just very closed off intimately. And the reason why that I wanted to bring this up for this quick little 30 seconds is because, you know, we're a family. We all a family. We all have our snacks. We all should be able to open up to each other sometimes. Well, to me, because y'all know, some of y'all trust me. And the reason why I really brought this up is because if you've gone through a similar situation like this, just understand that you're truly not the only one. If you don't know why you're behaving this way, you don't know why you're doing this to yourself, and you can relate what these girls going through, just understand that it's a normal thing. So don't feel so bad. Don't feel like you ain't shit. Here's the hug. You will get over this. I believe in you. I mean, that's if any of y'all is going through anything. But I had to take the time out of the day just to talk about it. Quick 30 seconds. I do really love y'all. It's more than entertaining sometimes. But here's a hug. Okay. Back to the story. Emilie. You take the train station and you enter pads like this. Not all pads gonna be like this when you leave from the train station. There's this. Looks kind of spooky, I'm not gonna lie. And then there's this. This is nothing. I'm gonna go here and see where this takes me. Basically, all I'm doing is getting the feel of how it is to walk alone in Denmark. Because as I told y'all, this is a safe country. Let's walk this path. I hope y'all don't think I'm crazy for doing things like this. I think it's perfectly fine. I'm giving y'all the content that y'all need. I really want to come back at nighttime. I feel like nighttime gonna be the vibe.
Whenever I'm walking by myself and like men are being weird, I just record myself and I act like I'm one time.
Wait, what's that though? What is this? I think it's one of those mopeds. Somebody just parked it here and left it. I'm not gonna lie, the only reason why I do have a little creep vibe to me right now is because of what happened to Emilie. Mind you, the guy who kidnapped her also kidnapped another girl. Yes. But literally, it's abandoned. I'm not gonna touch it though because, you know, but yeah, it's abandoned. So what I wanna do is come back when the sun is coming down, because I feel like that's gonna be the vibe. Because it goes way down and I don't know where that leads to, but we gonna see at night. Really don't know what's going on with this area though, because here is missing piece of a car or something. That looked like a piece of window. It's like a small vehicle, because in Denmark people ride really small cars. Like really small cars. It's crazy. Look, the mat for your feet. There's a piece here. And then there's a piece right here.
But there's a car right there. Unbelievable. I'm just wondering, like, why else would you dump a car all out here in the middle of the Pine Barrens unless it was connected to some kind of criminal act? And there should be a bunch of cops. Way more than I expected. Holy cow. This is insane, bro. Holy shit.
I truly don't know what's going on in this area. Yeah, here's a light. Here's a light. I don't know what's going on here. It's just missing vehicle pieces everywhere. Months is still going by in 2016 and she cannot be found, but a tip came into the police. It was a man. He said, I kidnapped her, I have her captive. Don't know why this guy would do this. This anonymous person that sent this tip, don't know why. Maybe he just wanted to mess with the police. Maybe he had a bad day with the police and decided, you know what, I'm gonna with them. To make that tip that he sent in even worse, people heard screams in the neighborhood. You know, with people overthinking. Was something like this never happening in this city? Immediately, they was like to each other, Emilie, what if that's Emilie right now? What if she's held captive for real? Because the screams and the knocking that they heard was coming from that anonymous person home. Yes, it was the same person. It ended up being the same person that people heard screams from that sent the tip. So, of course, the police searched this person's place. They searched inside of the walls, the holes inside of the ground. Like, they drilled holes inside of the ground to look for her. Police went crazy for this girl. You seen what they did with the digging in the backyard for the other place. Now they digging holes, checking inside walls for her. Can we salute to the police? This is crazy. Even though they were doing their best and a really good job searching for her, they didn't find anything in this man's house. The police even decided to bug his house and bug his phone. So the whole time, as he's just laying back at home, when they searched his home, they had audio listening to his every move. When I tell you the police was not playing, they really was not playing. Okay, the police was really tripping on that one, because let's just say they bug my room and I decided to do something. on this bed. You may have an intimate partner right here, and you getting ready, you know, to do things with this person, but you don't know you're getting watched. So you take off your clothes.
Is this serious?
And you know, y'all get in bed. Or if you're lonely, doing things to yourself, but the whole time you getting watched. Not gonna lie, the police kind of went too far with that one. I get it. I get the reason why, but they kind of went too far on that one. But they didn't find anything of this man. This man was so mad at this that he called his lawyer, and they did whatever they did for that situation because, you know, the police did some crazy work to this man's house. It became 2016, the end of the year, New Year's Eve. A man was walking his dog until he seen a body next to some water. The police came, they picked up this body, they did a deep search to see who this body belonged to, and it belonged to Emilie. This body was a 44 something minute drive away from where she was at the train station. She was so far from her destination. She didn't walk here. She couldn't walk here. It would have took her hours because it's almost an hour drive where she was found. So was she kidnapped and brought here? More than likely. Somebody just dumped her there. Did she some way somehow float all the way there from any connecting rivers, lakes? I don't know about that one. Everyone in town gathered up. They had their candles and they lit it up at night for her. This became really scary for the people who live around the area that she disappeared in. People would no longer walk alone at night. Mind you, me being here in Copenhagen, something that I noticed, you would see a little girl walking all by herself in the neighborhood, no matter the time. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 of them just riding their bikes because Copenhagen, Denmark in general, is a bike cultured place. So you would see young girls here like they grown, just going about their business. I've seen it so much. When I first came to Europe, I couldn't believe it because it's a normal thing. It's a safe place. People don't usually get kidnapped. But for this situation, it all had to stop because they had to find out who done this first, who is doing this first, because somebody else could get kidnapped. You don't want it to be your kid. So mothers started to pick up their kids after school, after practice. Big shift started to change around this area just because of this one douchebag decided to do something to Emilie. It's 2017, 6 months passed with no information until police came out with this. 2 joggers was running out and they seen a white van speeding past the road that Emilie was walking on that night that she disappeared. They knew the road that she was walking on that night that she disappeared because their friends knew the route that her friend was going to take to her home. So this white van stood out to everyone. This white van was really important. Another person came out and said the morning that she disappeared around 4 a.m.-ish, they seen a white van acting very strange, riding crazy around the same area where she disappeared at. Now, you gotta realize 2016, 2017 was around a time where we was all scared of white vans. I don't know if y'all remember that, but there had the memes come out around this time, the free candy meme. I don't know if any of y'all remember this, but there was a time where white vans, everybody was scared of. So if you ever thought all of a sudden if you see a van why you become nervous, it's because you have that lost thought of 2016, 2015, 2017 when a lot of people was getting kidnapped in vans. There was a time of that.
Yo, they trying to snatch you.
Hey,
They trying to get
yo,
Don't let them get you.
Police need help finding this white van. They say the driver is approaching young people.
The thing about white vans is, I'm not gonna lie, here in Europe, there's multiple. There's one right there, and there's one way back there. There's another white van right there. And mind you, I've only been walking for 2 minutes, and you see all of these parked vans. You're really not gonna think much when you see that many vans all around in the area. You can't, because it's so normal.
So this guy has been following my daughter. He followed from our house all the way to the store. When we walked out the store, he was taking pictures. This happened in North Hills, CA. Please be careful.
You have 2 vans parked right next to each other. The moral of the story is, Europe is not like America. When we see a white van when we walking alone, we gonna freak out and think there's a creep inside of it.
I know it's near Halloween, but is this necessary? That's the creepiest damn white van I've ever seen. What the heck is going on?
White vans in America, as I said, has a bad rap. But in Europe, they might actually look at us crazy for freaking out over a van. Like, what? Because more than likely, somebody driving a van is just a normal civilian, a normal person that won't hurt a fly. Guess what's next to this path? You won't believe it. a van. Another person came out and said, a white van. I've seen this white van driving around the same area where she disappeared at with the headlights off, riding back and forward 4 times. It was completely creepy because I didn't know why this person was doing it. Almost like he was looking for someone. It was odd. It was strange. You should take note of that because I didn't know what to think when I seen it. You know, really safe country, things like this don't happen. So of course they didn't know what to think when they seen it. But you know, a body was found. A kidnapping probably took place. So now it makes sense.
That time frame lines up with the time frame for seeing this white vehicle in the parking lot. If you have that information, getting the description of that vehicle into the media immediately is really, really important because people may have seen that vehicle earlier that night. They're the ones that are going to know about this car.
Another girl, a lady, came out and said while she was driving, she seen a white van. Another lady came out while she was driving after dropping someone off. She said she seen a white van. Where Emilie was missing, of course, it was parked. But she seen someone in a van. Mind you, she wasn't really paying attention to it, but she seen it as she was driving and she remembered it. So she reported it to the police. So there's a pattern here. Multiple people is coming out saying they have info on this white van and they're reporting it to the police. So they have to have a white van in this area somewhere. On surveillance camera, the train station area where she decided to walk off at, as the police was scanning this surveillance, they noticed a white Hyundai. It wasn't a white van, but they noticed a white Hyundai car. They kept that car in the back of their head because people were saying white van, but it could be a white Hyundai that's really behind this whole case because that's what they seen on surveillance. It was really, really grainy. They needed someone to bug and fix, highlight to be able to see what the model of the car is. A lady who lived in this area where she disappeared at, she said she woke up to a scream of a girl like gasping. She woke up to a scream so loud she couldn't believe it. Now that Emilie is missing, her body is found. She reported this to the police and she wasn't the only one that said this. Mind you, somebody else came out and said, I heard screaming, a girl gasping for air so loud I will never forget it. The police brushed a lot of these people off, by the way. The people who was reporting the white van, the people who was reporting the scream, all of them was getting brushed off. This wasn't, they had it written, hopefully. Yes, they do, because that's how I have the information, but they was still getting brushed off. Anybody who done this case have not done the solved version, because like I said, this case was completed in 2024. What happened to her? This happened way in 2016 and now it's 2024. The court just happened. Philip actually abducted 2 girls, one of them being Emilie, one of them being another one, a younger girl. We'll get into that other girl very shortly. But what happened to Emilie is she was strangled. When he seen her, he did kidnap her. I don't know if he had a white van or if he had that white Hyundai, but he seen her, grabbed her, kidnapped her. He R-worded her and dumped her body after strangling her. He pleaded not guilty, but he had the life sentence. Now remember, I mentioned that he kidnapped another girl. This is why this case was solved. Emilie Meng case went cold for years. If it wasn't for him kidnapping this younger girl, Emilie case would have never been solved. They found the evidence of him kidnapping this other girl by doing a warrant. When they searched his home, they found her in his home. They looked into him. Witnesses talking about this car and his van, and it all added up. It all made sense. It turned out it was him, and now he's molding in jail. But before I end this video, I want to do something. I want to brighten up the mood a little bit. Denmark was amazing. Beautiful place. I did something, by the way, that will upset a couple of you, literally. We'll get into that shortly. But Denmark, the culture was nice. The food was nice. The people was nice. The weather was nice. I came when the weather was nice. You don't know, Denmark snows literally for over a half a year throughout the year. That's crazy. Here in New Orleans, where I'm at, in America, it goes the whole year without snowing. Sometimes it's warm weather all year round. What's cold to us, it's not cold to most people. Talking about like 50 degrees. But Denmark is the land of the Vikings. Yes, Vikings. Way back then, Danish people are Vikings. Now, we are heading into the part to where I say, y'all might be disappointed in me for this. So the Vikings found out I'm from New Orleans. New Orleans is a place of the best food in the world. And I'm talking literally. The food that you get in New Orleans, you can't get nowhere else. So when the older folks found out that I'm from New Orleans, they wanted me to cook for them. But in order for me to cook for them, that means I have to be invited into their home, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're literally gonna go into these strangers' house and anything can happen to you and cook? Yeah, content for y'all. I know that I could have been kidnapped and the worst could have happened. It could have turned into Get Out real quick.
Would anyone like tea?
No, I'm good. We leaving actually.
Really? Why? Is something wrong?
Rose?
I know that going to a family house, no, you the only black guy. Matter of fact, you in a country with little to no black people, you never know what might happen. It could be the craziest thing. But honestly, I trusted him. Seriously though, I cooked jambalaya for them. It's one of the most popular New Orleans dishes and they was ready to eat it. So I was preparing dinner for them. It took me a couple hours. They was all in the living room waiting patiently. When I was done cooking, I brought the pot of food to the middle of the table. We all pulled our drinks in the glass and we cheers. So I hope y'all enjoy it. How do you say cheers?
Skål.
Skål. Enjoy. Let's just say they enjoyed the food. That pot, when we was all full, was almost gone. It was little scraps in the pot. They enjoyed it. They loved the New Orleans food. So no, I didn't get kidnapped. I didn't get poisoned. Nothing happened to me. There was actually really fun, cool people. And I'm glad that I was able to document something like that to show y'all because, I don't know, for me that was a beautiful moment. I also got to experience Danish food. So wait, what's this?
This is persillesauce.
And this?
This is stick flæsk.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna be my first time trying this. What does this mean? What does this say? That the Danish people are the most beautiful, kindest people I've ever met. I enjoyed my time there. I will be going back. But there's one more thing that I want to do for you. And I never do things like this. It's because I'm in a good mood. So I thought, why not? So I decided to brighten up the mood a little bit because I've been talking about dark stuff this whole time. My next video is gonna be filmed here. This place is so, like, I just cannot get over how gorgeous it is here. I'm just giving y'all a little vlog because I really never do this. Like, I never vlog, like what I look like vlogging. Just have fun with me. So what I'm about to do, oh, that sky is beautiful. What I'm about to do is brighten up the mood for y'all. Y'all, the case that I'm putting together for this place, it's gonna be crazy. Like, I'm so ready for y'all to see. That's gonna be the next video. It's gonna be in this country. But y'all, this looks like a dream. Everybody's out, the place is crowded. People are having dinner. Look at that couple, look how cute they are. Like, take a second, just take a second to breathe and look at this. Where am I? Like, I mean, right now is the perfect, what is the birds everywhere? I feel like I don't even know where I'm at. This is crazy. Like, another thing that y'all need to know about this country is literally statues. There's statues everywhere. You're gonna get hit with statues that you've never seen in your life. It's gonna give you old time medieval vibes. I feel like somewhere everyone has to visit at least one time before they die. Now, I think this was funny, even though I didn't show y'all, but we literally ran to get that sunset, to get our little 15 minutes in heaven. As you can see, sunset is gone. It was worth it. It really was. But important question. You know, while I'm traveling, after I do my true crime, you know, documentary / story times for y'all, at the end of the video, if y'all want to vlog, let me know, and I will keep doing these. Now, if y'all don't vibe with these, let me know, so I don't have to do these no more. But I think, well, honestly, I don't know what y'all thinking. That's why I'm asking you. So if y'all want more of the little vlogs after a video like this, it's important for y'all to let me know so I can do more or do none at all.